Welcome back to Jack of All Trades, guidance channel for young men. If you like this video, please share it, please subscribe, and leave a comment. And we appreciate all the interaction we've been getting recently. So today's video is going to be on being grateful. No matter what, be grateful. We'll run through some quotes, we'll give some commentary on them, and we'll try to keep this video a little shorter than the last couple. So, when one has a grateful heart, life is so beautiful. Roy T. Bennett. And I think that's very true, and being grateful will do a lot for you. If you can really focus on the good you have in your life, and you can focus on what you have going on that's positive, and even when things that are going wrong, looking past just the initial negative thing and looking for the good, or looking for something that you can hold on to that's a positive, that you can be grateful for, I think you'll find that life is a little bit easier, that you can enjoy things more. And this goes for everything. Even if you have, say you have a job that you're not a huge fan of, or you have a class at school that you don't like, or somebody's being a pain, you can find positive things. You can find something within your life to be grateful for within this situation that will make a big difference for you. And that's what we're focusing on now. And it's like everything else we talk about. You have to be intentional about it. This is not something that's going to happen. You're not going to walk into situations that are generally negative and all of a sudden just start thinking about these things that are positive. And it doesn't mean that life is rainbows and puppies and sunshine all the time. It's obviously not. But this kind of prepares you for when it's not. If you can do it when things are positive and you get into this habit, you form the habit, then when things are negative, you can hopefully fall into this habit as well. And hey, this bad thing's going on, but we have a quote here by Epicurus: "Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you have now was once among the things you only hoped for." And so what he's saying there is, if you're always just wishing for the next thing, if you're not enjoying what you have and you're not grateful for what you currently have in your life, and you're always wishing for the next thing, you're not going to be happy. Be happy with what you have. And I think you'll find you probably have enough in your life to be happy. If you have what you need to sit and watch this video, you probably have enough in your life to be happy. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't want more. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't want better things for you and your family and your friends. But if you could learn to be happy with what you currently have within your life and be grateful for those things, then you'll be much happier. Roy T. Bennett again: be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals. If you aren't grateful for what you already have, what makes you think you would be happy with more? And that's what we talked about. If it's just always the next thing, it's just like, oh, I gotta get here, and then you get there, and it's now I just gotta get here. Be grateful for what you currently have. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't try to improve yourself. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try to do better in life. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try to acquire those things that you want. You'll have a lot less pressure on yourself if you focus on what you do have. If you're grateful for what you do have, be grateful for. I'm super grateful that I have a great family and I have great kids. I have great parents and sisters. I live in a very nice house. We have 2 vehicles that work. All these things. So when oh man, I wish this YouTube channel grew more. I wish I had a nicer car. Or there's always these things. Be grateful for what you have. Both my cars work. They both work. They both get us from point A to B. One's pretty nice. One's a little older, but everything works. I should be totally happy and grateful for that. And it doesn't mean I don't want something nicer. It doesn't mean I won't eventually upgrade, but I should learn to be grateful with what I currently have. A couple here from Steve Maraboli: those with a grateful mindset tend to see the message in the mess, and even though life may knock them down, the grateful find reasons, even if small ones, to get up. And so that's, that, hey, if we make this a habit to be grateful, then when something negative happens, you get in a fight with your best friend. That's bad, right? We've all been there. We've all had those fights and felt terrible afterwards. Be grateful you have a best friend. Be grateful you have a best friend to have a fight with. There are people who don't have that. There are people who don't have good friends. Be grateful that you have that good friend that you can have that fight with, that you guys will get through it. We'll be okay. It's just a fight. But I'm really grateful that I have a best friend that I can have that argument with. And again, it doesn't mean it makes the argument better, but it helps you to look beyond just the argument. If you're only looking this far ahead and all I can see is this argument happened, you lose so much. You lose the fact that you have a best friend, that you guys have had all these good times, and you have good times ahead of you, that this is something that you'll get past. And being grateful, having that mindset, and I think a really good way to do it is when you wake up every day, just take a minute to be grateful. Take a minute to tell yourself, and this is something Marcus Aurelius used to do, and he had it'll be in a later video, I'm sure, but he used to wake up every day and think of things that he should be grateful for and say, hey, I'm going to deal with people that are difficult. I'm going to have situations go the way I don't want them to go. I'm going to have all these things, but I also have all these positive things in my life. I have all these things to be grateful for, and try to put himself in that mindset before he even got out of bed, right away, trying to be grateful, and then carry that through the whole day. One more quote here. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to live, to love, and then make that day count. And that's the perfect quote after what I just talked about. When you get up in the morning, just think about that. We're all blessed. We live in the absolute best time to live right now, and even with COVID and all this other crazy stuff going on, we have more technology and just things available to us, opportunities. It's an amazing time to be alive, and we should be grateful for that. Just be grateful that you wake up, and there's always something. Even if a lot of things are going bad, maybe maybe it's your health. Hopefully you have your health. But even if your health's going bad, there's probably other things. Yeah, I got family here to take care of me. Thank God I have such a great family. Be grateful for that. So instead of focusing on the negative, we turn our attention towards something more positive, and it'll have a huge impact on your life. William Arthur Ward here. Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgivings, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. And what a great quote. And I really like the part here, turn routine jobs into joy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a job, but just routine tasks. I think you can find so much more joy if you have gratitude. I noticed that a lot. My dad was stationed in Okinawa for a while, and we would visit, and no matter where you went, the people were grateful to have jobs. And so you'd go to McDonald's, and it would be just the absolute best customer service experience you'd ever have in your life. And it took me a while to figure out, why is it like this? Why everywhere I go, I just get the absolute best customer service, and they're so nice. And it's, it was like being in Chick-fil-A everywhere you went. Like, it was kind of like that level of customer service. And it was because they were grateful to have the job. They were grateful to do what they were currently doing. And even if it was flipping burgers at McDonald's, or taking people their orders, that went and sat down, taking it from the counter to their seat, they did it with gratitude, and they were so happy to do it. And I think we've all had that experience at a fast food restaurant or wherever, where you meet somebody who's not grateful for what they're doing, and they're miserable. And there are things in their life that they could be grateful for. All right, the problem that we have with the victim mentality is that we forget to see the blessings of the day. And that's what we were just talking about. Because of this, our spirit is poisoned instead of nourished. And there's a lot of situations like that. We've all known people that are not grateful for the job they have, or the position they're in, or the friends they have. And it poisons them. And it's all about mindset. And a lot of the stuff we talk about on this channel, it's just kind of mindset, really. When I wake up in the morning, I can be grumpy because I had to wake up early and I have to go to work and my boss sucks and whatever it is, right? I can have all these things to be negative about. Or I can be, hey, I woke up and I'm healthy, I have a job, I'm getting paid, I got food in the fridge, I have good kids, and I get to choose which one I focus on. And if I'm constantly focusing on the negative, I really am just poisoning myself. But if I focus on the positive, I'm doing the opposite. I'm lifting myself up every day, boom, I'm lifting myself up. I'm making more of myself. I'm making it positive, and I'll make a difference to everybody that I come in contact with. And everyone knows, right? You go out and you have an interaction with somebody who's super negative and not grateful for what they have, you walk away probably in a worse mood. But interact with somebody who's grateful. I had an interaction the other day with an Uber driver, or Uber Eats. Literally, the guy delivered Uber Eats, and he was just the nicest person. And you could tell he was grateful to be out working. And we just sat and had a conversation, and it wasn't long, but I walked away happier. He had lifted my spirits just by him being happy and grateful to be doing what he was doing. It was really great. And we can all do that. It's nothing special. It's a decision he made. He made the decision to be grateful and be happy, and we can do that. New thing here, I'm going to start trying to end my quotes with a Bible verse, for if I can find one that's applicable to what we talk about, and I think I'll be able to do that just about every single time. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 16 through 18. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Give thanks in all circumstances. And there's no qualifier there, right? It's not most circumstances, it's all circumstances. So no matter what you have going on in your life, even if you have this terrible thing going on, it could be a a death in the family, and I'm not saying you have a death in the family or you have something terrible happen and you're walking around smiling because you're grateful. That's not what I'm saying. Obviously, you're crushed, but you can turn your attention. You can turn your focus. Instead of focusing so much on the negative, think about the good times. Think about how grateful you were to know that person, to get to spend time with that person, to love that person and receive their love. And it's a real super simple example, but it's something I always try to work with my kids. My wife and I both work, so they spend a little time at daycare and they go to school and all that stuff. And especially when they're a little bit younger, they don't want to go to school, right? And they're crying, "We want to stay with you, and I don't want to go to school." And I was kind of like, hey, yeah, I mean, you can focus on that, and I get it, I totally do. But let's be grateful. Let's be grateful you get to go to school. You get to go to a really nice school. You have nice teachers, and you have great friends. So you're going to get to go have a lot of fun. You're going to get to learn. You're going to get to hang out with your friends. You're going to get to have good teachers and learn things. So it's just a shift in mindset. Nothing else has to happen. You don't have to do anything else other than just change your mindset to let's focus on the positive things. Let's find something that we can be grateful for. So everything we talk about on Jack of All Trades, it's, none of it just happens. You can't listen to this video and boom, turn around, you're going to be a grateful person forever. You have to work on it. You have to be intentional, and that is kind of like one of our mantras here is you have to be intentional with these things. So the next couple of days, try to intentionally be grateful. Try to work this in your routine. If you can think about it when you wake up in the morning before you even roll out of bed. Try to think of something you're grateful for. What am I grateful for that I have right now that I'm just so glad that I have it, that if I didn't have it, it'd make me sad, or something that I'm going to do today that I'm grateful that I get to do. I bet you'll be able to think of something. And if you start that habit now, then when some of those negative things happen, you have a bad meeting or you get in an argument with your friend or things go bad at school or work, you'll be able to hopefully start looking at the positive side and trying to be grateful things. And when you catch yourself going down a negative path, when you catch yourself focusing on things and not being grateful, you can catch that and you can turn. You can make that correction at any time. You can have a negative day for 23 hours and on the 23rd hour decide, you know what, I'm going to be grateful now, and turn your whole day around and be grateful. You can make that decision at any point in time.
Thanks for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe and hit the bell to never miss another video.